I can record this little thing. Okay. So like I said, our 2 speakers. So make sure you are on next week, and come with questions in hand. I mean, obviously Melissa will be there to answer anything that you have for her. But most importantly, I just want you to hear a very structured system, how she, commits to her Beachbody business, but it's not her whole life. Meaning she works in pockets. She doesn't work her entire day away on Beachbody, but she's been very successful with this business and hasn't given up, and just incredible. So that will be next week. Christine, I want to tell you real quick. I saw your message. I haven't been able to open it yet. As soon as I'm off this, I'm on it. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to go back to last week's call. So since last week's call, what have you done to really be the leader on your team, to also get your leaders to step up? Like, what have you done? So unmute yourself. Talk to me, please. And if not, I will call you out. I will. No, nobody?
I'll talk, Britt.
Yeah, please.
So I immediately reached out to both of my diamonds, because my third diamond is my husband. And so I reached out to them, and I got on calls with both of them within that day or the next day, and just kind of created a plan for them, and realized that I need to really support them in their business and moving forward, because, I had talked about my struggle being that I don't feel like I have a leader. And so I wanted to make sure I'm the leader that I wish I had. And so we came up with a really good game plan for both of them. And they're both pushing for elite this year. And I feel like getting them really solid and, really giving them some, just some confidence in themselves that they're going to be able to do this and really stick with this business. I felt a lot better last week when I got off the call with them, and they're fired up. They're ready to go. They're engaged. They have some good leaders that are kind of up and coming under them. And so I felt like that was my first step in moving my business forward, was to make sure that they were really solid. So that was what I did.
For sure. You did say, obviously they were excited. They jumped right into actually helping you, being the leader, showing up, all of that. Good. Okay. Love that. Who wants to go next? Please just unmute yourself. Yeah.
Last week we reached out to, we posted on our team page about the Win the Week tracker. And we asked everyone if they're a runner, walker, and then everyone who was a walker or runner, whichever one they classify it in, then we put them in a pod. And so it's really cool, because now it's like, all right, for us that are really wanting to build this business, and we can connect every day, and it's an all day conversation type of thing. And I don't feel the pressure to even drag other coaches, And so that's working really well with the pods, with the message pods. And then from there, we also hosted a team-wide free group with A Little Bit Obsessed. And we used the Share a Cart, which is super easy. I don't know if anyone else has done it. I was like, where have I been? But it was super easy, and we made a tutorial for our coaches to do. So they were like, all right, we got it, duplication. And so that's really been an incredible victory for our team this week, that we have I think almost over 200 people in our free group. So that's exciting.
That's really exciting. Good. Congrats. I love that. Who else? Don't be afraid, please.
I'll go. Yes. I timed my nutrition not well today. I'm trying to eat while we talk, and I hate that. That hour time, it's the 2-hour time frame. I got to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Natalia's yes. So last week I also reached out to my diamonds and some that have fallen off, just to see where they are. And it was interesting, because what I didn't realize was that especially one of them in particular kind of lost the joy of this business over the last year. And so it was actually nice to connect with her, because I can relate to that. I think we all go through those stages. But what was nice to talk to her about it was the fact that we could connect that way and that she didn't feel like she was alone, because I felt her pulling away and I kind of tried to reach out to her. But when I came to her and said, hey, I can tell something's up, like, what is it? And so when I came to her that way, she's like, well, let me tell you. And it was just nice to have that connection, and know that she wasn't alone in it, because she was saying she had felt alone. So then, I was trying not to beat myself up about that too, but what was good was I just approached it a different way and just say, hey, like, what is up? Like, I'm here, like, it's cool, don't worry about it, like, what is up? And she felt good. But talking to the other ones, all my coaches are still there. They're not going anywhere. They've just fallen. And I feel like maybe a resurgence. Last year was hard, it just was. So by talking to them and just saying, like, hey, being more relatable to them by saying, hey, it's hard. It was hard last year. It was. And I get that. And I felt it too. And just being able to kind of have that conversation with them and then say, okay, hey, who is still working on your team? Like, that's what we need to figure out, because they sit there and we've got a bunch of people that aren't really even around anymore, So it was nice. So we kind of went through, and then from there we drilled down to talk to those coaches that are still working. So it's a work in progress, because there are a lot that are still working and still involved, but it felt good to go to them and say, hey, like, I get it. It was hard.
For sure. Being relatable with that. I love that though. And that makes me think of a couple of my coaches that went in and just created not a new team page, but a new leader page, like to see, like, once you finally realize, okay, now I know who's working, like, there's nothing better than creating just a new group, a new tribe of, like, okay, we're all pushing together. We're all in this. Because if you have that one bad apple in there, it still weighs down the entire bunch. Yeah. So you all shaking your heads like, yes, preach on that one, right? So I would suggest that if you're like, okay, I'm not sure what to do with these leaders now that I've talked to them, I would say put them in a new message thread, put them in a text thread, put them in a new group, whatever it may be, just so you can continue to inspire them, but they'll also start inspiring each other.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And just go from there, have somebody that does come and recommits. Awesome. I'll add you into our leader. But what I actually had a coach tell me this earlier today. She did that same exact thing that I just said. But then on top of it, she, it's the same people that always show up. It's the same people that always hit Success Club. It's the same people. But for some reason, when everybody that's in that group is thriving, then they're speaking up even more. And it's like, okay, how do you want the energy of this group to be? And now they're leading it. So I would suggest it for sure. Try it out, see how it works. But thank you, Heather, for that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So I actually pulled all of my coaches that are really pushing. I added them to my team cup, just because I know those ones are in it. They want it. And I've just been really pouring into them this month, just trying to help them build their self-esteem and so forth. But I went in last week and I asked them, what is one fear that you have? Because I've been wanting to address their fears of what is really holding them back. And every single one of them said failing in a different way though. So failing that they won't make an income to quit their job, or failing that people won't want to join them, or just failing in general in the business. And so I basically said, like, failure, it's a good thing. I addressed that, like, you have to fail to have success. So I just turned it into more of a positive thing and just said, okay, like, let's come up with a plan so you don't fail in that area. And so I just kind of help them pull back a little bit and, how many invites or how many people can you talk to in a day? Or like, what can you do different in your post? Just trying to like peel back those layers of those fears and just kind of like reboost that confidence in them. So that was something that really helped I've seen like their self-esteem go up from that week or from this week.
Have you noticed more action out of them? More?
Yes. One of them actually, she signed up a coach and she's pushing to get to that emerald. So that was a huge step because she's been coaching now for almost 2 years and she hasn't signed up. It was her very first coach. So it's good.
That's awesome.
So I'm just like encouraging her and saying, hey, like you can do this. You'd already got one. I just do one more. So
for sure. I would just remind them also is every time that it gets uncomfortable, just push a little bit more in. push a little bit more in, because when they do that, then they're going to break through all of those barriers. And the most beautiful thing is then they'll be able to teach their coaches, like, hey, I was just like you. Like, my favorite thing is when a coach does, like, not favorite thing. Okay, let me take that back. One of the most, I would say, learning moments is when a coach, hits SC maybe for 30, 40, 50, 60 months, and then they miss it 1 month. But they don't let it define them, but then they allow it to be a teaching moment. It's like, yeah, I've been there too. This, but the whole thing is not allowing them to be defined by it, but then you're relatable. Now, do I want my coaches for that to happen? No, but learn from it. Obviously failure is going to push you forward. So I love that. Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to go next? Or I'm going to call on Laura. Let me call it. You have new energy, new excitement. So I just want you to tell your success. Will you please?
Oh yeah. So I wasn't on the call last week because I was working, but I did get this, which I'm excited about. I love it. So I have like personal development ADD though, so I need to like try to focus a little bit. But so I would just like a new exciting thing is that I am signing up a new coach today, and it's this girl I went to nursing school with, and she has been following me for 3 years, and I invited her to like the regular opportunity a lot just to work out and stuff. And I don't know, I just feel like the point of this is she's like, she already did her coming out post. Like, she's ready to run. She's like super pumped about it and says she's been thinking about it for months. And like, I hadn't thought about her in months in terms of the business opportunity, but like, just, I feel like what I'm trying to do in general is be more present in my team page, because I fell off for a few months with some family stuff. And like, I feel like our energy is going to help dictate their energy. So just having like new energy and like really celebrating that and getting excited about it can help get the whole team energized. I don't know. That's like my take on it right now, because I feel like super excited and pumped about it, and trying to relay that to the rest of my team, some of who may be like a little stuck in a rut or something, showing that it's still possible. Like, she's been watching for 3 years and now is like, oh, I'm ready. So I don't know.
Sure. Hard work pays off, I promise.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm excited for you. I just wanted you to share that.
Thanks.
Good little moment. You're welcome. Natanya, what about you, honey? Oh.
Am I good?
Now you are.
Okay, awesome. So my long-winded answer last week, the things I was implementing and doing, I'm still doing those things. So consistency. And just this past week, though, things that I've been being intentional about is being vulnerable and open with my team. Kind of goes back to being real and relatable, but I don't want a team of just talking about fitness and vegetables. You know what I mean? Like, I want girls that we have inside jokes and we laugh until we cry and we get an ab workout from it and just have fun. And in order to earn that respect and build that relationship, I have to share my struggles and things I'm going through. So I just opened up and I'm like, hey guys, just want to let you know how my week's going, and just let you in on like personal stuff, nothing crazy or whatever. Like, my kids are on midwinter break next week. I'm like, please pray for me. Hopefully I get through next week. You know what I mean? Like, 2 kids at home all day long. So things like that. And we just laugh about it and, give mom tips or little whatever. So just trying to be more intentional with our friendships to build that culture and that community, because most of my coaches, whether they're active business building all the way down to discount, they stick around for the community. So I really want to be intentional and strengthen that. Social media review I've been doing, whether they like it or not, especially my mentorees, I will go to their Instagram stories or their page or whatever, and I will just message them some tips or tricks. Well, we have like a thread of our team cup team and then a thread of the mentorees, but I'll go into that group message and just share tips of things that I would encourage them to just try or tweak or whatever, so they all can kind of get those tips. And just little things like that to be constantly improving their social media. They're all at different levels and paces, and it's just really fun to just toss back ideas and stuff and to keep that communication open. And then also just asking them what their fears are, their struggles, their frustrations, and how I can support them. Because even though I say I'm always here for you, you can always message me, people don't. and they could be having a really hard day or a really hard week or a hard month, and you would never know. So just being more consistent with actually asking, like, hey, what can I help you with? And then that kind of goes into what I'm going to try is, you know how on Facebook Live now you can pull people up on with you that are watching, and you can be side by side. So it's kind of like Zoom, but you don't need the app or whatever. So what we did a couple months ago, when I realized there were a lot of struggling coaches in my downline, not necessarily my coaches, but just in my entire downline, they weren't getting support. And I was like, okay, I need to like do something major here. So I just asked, if you guys could ask me anything or you need help with anything, what would it be? And I'm going to go on Zoom and we're going to do a blitz, and I'm going to blitz through the answers to these questions, like rapid fire type thing. And it was probably like 20, 25 questions popped up, like a 2-hour call, but people stayed on and they were taking notes, and this was the best call ever. So I'm like, whoa, that was a lot. But there's a lot of people with questions, once again, that aren't asking. So I'm trying to do this Facebook Live where I can pull people on and they can ask their question, or just do another Zoom, but just have them post their questions below, like once a week. That way it's not so long. And it could be like 4 questions. It could be 2 questions, but just kind of rapid fire through that. And I don't necessarily want it to be just my answer. I want to call on other people to answer the question because they could answer it better than me. And that's equipping them to step up and rise up as leaders and duplicate that. And then I also did sign a coach, and she's been a customer of mine before, and she messaged me about Shakeology and wanting some Energize. And I was like, why don't you just get a challenge pack, you know? And then I have some extra Energize that I have. And I was like, I'll send you a free tub of Energize as a thank you gift or whatever. I have plenty of it. And then she said, yes, I would like that. And I was like, well, because she's been a customer before, I went the next step and said, you should just enroll for the discount. And she's like, you know what? I've always wanted to be a coach. I'm too scared. And she's like, whatever, I'm going to do it. And so I screenshotted my entire message thread with her, and I share that with my team. They love seeing my messages. They're like, this helps so much. And I was like, if I didn't ask her, she wouldn't have ever said, I want to be a coach. So you just kind of have to, like, those little reminders of like, hey, if she says no, awesome, whatever, she's still going to buy her pack. But I just saved her money on the enrollment fee for coaching. And then I just saved her money on her future orders. And, you know, she doesn't want to coach right away, which is cool. You got to love her where she's at. But she has the intention to dive into it when she gets on some results from her fitness journey. She's post baby number 2. So I understand that. But, little things like that of like screenshotting your actual conversations and like how easy it could really be to close somebody if you just go for that no, go for that ask, and lay out there what you have to offer. Like I offered it as a coupon to like save your money, and my coaches are like, I've never thought of that. And I'm like, I only talk about this every other day, but like we become like white noise, right? So when they actually see it in action and how I just go for it, because I'm kind of aggressive on Instagram when I talk to people, because my first message that goes out to my new followers, I thank them for their support and following my journey. Are you on a health and fitness journey as well? They say yes, boom, I'm right in there. What are you doing? What program are you using? If they say no, I'm like, do you want to be? You know what I mean? Like, well, thanks for following me. I'm obviously more all about fitness. So they're following me for a reason. So I kind of just go for it. And I think them seeing me and my messages gives them the confidence to try too. So I've seen a lot of fear being busted and excuses going to the curb because of this. And this was just within the past week. So I don't have any like stats on this or anything, but they're down because they're like, I've messaged, 20, 30 people and everybody's a no. And that comes back to being vulnerable and relatable. Heck, I've messaged hundreds of people before in a month and I barely hit Success Club, like it's happens. And we think as leaders, we have to be on this pedestal with beams shining from us. We're just amazing and flawless. No, that's not relatable. Your team's going to run from you. So from past experience, I've learned to humble myself and really show my struggles and my good days and my bad days. And that just makes them connect with me a lot better. So
beautifully said. Lots of notes. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Natanya. Love the energy, love the spunk. But the fact that this is the thing, is you took last week's call and you put it into action. And I think that's what I'm requesting here. It's just, every time that we have a conversation here, take the fire, take, whatever that excites you and take it to your team. So it's something new, it's something exciting, something that you can get behind, whatever it may be. Like, really utilize this platform for that. So thank you, Natanya. I do want to incorporate Casey and Jessica because they weren't on the call last week. So I just wanted to first of all say hello. Hi, ladies. Welcome to our call. And then I also want to go right into, what has been working well for this month. We only have about 10 minutes left at most. I'm going to only do 30 today since our call next week will be a little bit longer. But what has been working well this month? It is mid-month, right? Yeah, Casey, go ahead. Oh, unmute yourself, honey. Sorry.
So one of the things that you just reminded me of, as far as like coaches, when they invite people and they're like all nervous and they claim they don't know how to do it. So what our team has been doing is a bunch of the different leaders who are in like different places in their lives, different tenures of the business. Everyone has been like, I'm a new mom. So I've been saying like, this is how I would invite a new mom. And so we're having like all of the girls on our team join. And what's been really cool is it's been super helpful for everyone because everyone's going to relate to one of the leaders differently. And so different like new moms are coming to my video and they're like, oh, okay, so that's how I would invite, a new mom. Or somebody in the corporate world is going to watch somebody who's doing a video who's in the corporate world. And they're like, okay, that's how I'm going to invite a corporate girl or a personal trainer and all that. So that's been really, really helpful for our entire team. And so it's like an invite boot camp.
Love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for letting me call you out.
Yeah, of course.
And your little one, holy moly, congrats.
1 month today.
Yay! Okay, what about you, Jessica?
Okay, so I wasn't here last week, but it sounds like you were talking about like your leaders and stuff like that. What I do, I don't know if you guys mentioned this, but I just got off a Zoom call every Tuesday. I have a Zoom with my leaders, and not just the diamonds, but like emerald, I say like emerald or above. And instead of a group, kind of how you said, Brittany, like to create a new group, I just have a message pod for us. And so like we can share stuff, during the week. And I really like getting to know them like differently than just the team page. And I forget who it was that said how they want to laugh with them and stuff like that. And that has been a huge part of why like our success as a team is that people stick around, even if they're not working the business, they stick around because the accountability and because they love our team. They feel like they're part of a family. And so I don't care. I mean, they're still active coaches. And even if they're not like, hitting Success Club, they're still show up to team calls and, give energy to the team and are excited and stuff like that. So I really like try to bond with my coaches that way.
For sure.
And then let's see. Oh, something that's working well this month is I created a free group. I'm 5 months pregnant. So I created a free group for pregnant moms, and like, it's not normally my free groups every month are like 5 days, but this one I'm doing for the rest of my pregnancy. And I found that most of the girls in the group are due around the same time. So I'm like, okay, all of them are going to need help afterwards, like losing this weight. Like, not that I have ulterior motives, but I really, truly am excited to like bond with them through the next, 5 months or whatever, 5-6 months. And I'll post in there, and it's been going, it's almost, my goal was to, like, I had a number. I'm like, okay, I want to get it to at least 100 people. And also what I'm helping my coaches who are pregnant, adding them and telling them they can add people. And it's just a really fun place. Like I don't even talk about Beachbody. Like I'm just trying to build relationships because I feel like now on social media, it's so busy. People really just want to get to know you and trust you. So that's what's working really well.
For sure. Thank you. I want to go ahead and switch to Christine real quick, if you don't mind. She's like, say what? Will you unmute yourself? And I'm asking this because you were at New Leader Conference. There wasn't anybody else, right? Am I missing? I'm still exhausted. So I'm losing my mind over here. So Christine, do you mind just a couple of your favorite takeaways from New Leader Conference?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me this. I should have prepared.
You're good. Was there a favorite speaker? Was there a favorite moment? Was there something like, holy crap, like I'm going to run with this? Your notebook. I'm the same way. I take gobs of notes, so I get that.
It was good. I mean, we heard from different coaches. We heard from corporate. A lot of it was reinforcing just things that we're all already doing. And for me, what's something that I constantly am trying to get better and better at is just continuing to share who I am outside of Beachbody and health and fitness, and making sure I do that. In my private messaging, I feel like I do, but on my page, sometimes I'm not so great about that. And Melanie just said, asked a question like, at the end of 2018, what would need to happen? What did she say? I'd be excited if, and then you're supposed to fill it in. So I was thinking, what is it going to take me to be excited? What is that? So that's kind of what I was kind of focusing on. And then backing into what that needs to be. That was something. I think it was, we talked about true happiness comes from service, and service comes from love. I really enjoyed hearing about that. And that was helpful for me also. I'm about to run a free group, like a lot of you ladies said, and I've opened up to my team in my February, my Team Cup. Team Cup has been great for us. And a lot of my team, I think it's important that we could remember free groups really are acts of service and love. And I think as a new coach, I didn't want to do it because I was like, I don't get anything out of it. People don't do anything, but I'm looking at it the wrong way. I need to remember that this is just me loving on other people for a week, and I need to just not be expecting anything from them. Let's see.
That was great. Anything? I mean, you're good.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me call you out. One thing I wanted to say, ladies, and I love this, that I had a leader shared with us earlier today, was the fact of, I don't know, so I love this, but obviously the small wins matter, and just to make sure that you guys are recognizing on all forms of platforms, right? Meaning, like, of course, Success Club, that's kind of the one that always stands, and that's the one that most people do. But have you thought about, like, when somebody obviously hits 500 PB, have you thought about when somebody has a strong conversation? Have you thought about when somebody signs somebody for BOD? Have you thought about like, has a Team Cup point, or is new and has a, their first Success Club point? Have you thought about, ranking, if they have rank events? Like, have you ever just done a post that, like, small, and this is what my coach does. She does a post and she says, and she literally puts small wins matter, and that's the social postcard. And then, what have you done so far this month that has created, some excitement within your business? And then every single person that, comments in that's the recognition post that she does. So if it, so Success Club, because everybody's success is so different, so we can't generalize and say Success Club. Like, okay, yeah, but who actually has, customer, is helping people, who is, building that organization, that foundation, who is getting a residual income, like, who are those people? But have you guys thought of doing anything, besides Success Club, besides the 500 PB? Have you thought of anything else?
One thing I tried on my team this last month, and I was surprised how much people loved it, is on Thursdays we do Thankful Thursdays, and but you have to shout somebody else out on the team. So it's just on my team page. I just have a little graphic. I put it every Thursday, and it's so cool to hear people recognizing other people on the team. And I say, once somebody's name has been mentioned, you can't mention them again, so it has to be new people. And it's really, really fun to hear coaches, recognize even those discount coaches who aren't really, actively working the business, but maybe they did something small, like you said. Success is measured differently for everyone, and it's really helped unify our team, and it's become something that people look forward to, I think. And I was surprised. We had like 47 comments on that in our team page. People coming out of the woodwork, discount coaches who like never ever respond to anything were shouting out people on the team page. And so I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
That's awesome. Love it. Love it. We have time for one more.
One thing that I have done in the past, and it gets my team like rallied up, is called Ring the Bell. So if you have, just like your team page, they can just go to the search bar in your team page and just type in bell, and that post will pop up. And so basically, I just have it for all successes. So if they lost inches, weight loss, signed up a coach, signed up or got up a challenger, whatever. Whatever their successes are, they just go in and they type it out and ring the bell, kind of just like giving themselves like a little shout out. But it's always fun, like when that goes back to the top of the page, so you can just scroll through and just see like all the different people having great success.
Sorry, I didn't realize I muted myself. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, Crystal. I love the fact that you put inches lost, because we forget about those things too. I love that. Natanya, Taryn, thank you. Love this. Yes. So I think this is the thing, is if you haven't gotten behind this book yet, please do so. The Power of Positive Leadership. I, like Laura was saying, it's like find that 15-20 minutes that you can dedicate to yourself. And because I promise you, just reading it makes you excited, and it makes you want to share it with your team. It makes you want to be that leader that sees the positivity, that knows where the North Star is, that is leading their team to success regardless of what happens along the way. Okay, so I would really, really, really say grab this one, read it, and then if you decide you want to read it with your leaders, or do it first thing, read it with your leaders. Like, it is an amazing book, and it will really set the stage and the precedence for your business this entire year. It's a big deal. Okay, well, let's wrap this up, because next week we do have Melissa Brewer. Like I was saying, she's a brand new 6-star diamond coach who is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So she'll be talking obviously about leadership development, but bring some questions to the table. She's been in this business 4.5 years. She was a 5-star diamond for over a year and a half, and just ranked advanced to 6-star diamond. She's very much lined up for 10-star. Like, she finally has found that, like, where she's working really well with her leaders. She's probably one of the most positive leaders that I know, but I would say bring your questions for her because she would love that. But that call will be about 45 minutes. But come ready, be on time, please, and then we will just kick it off right at our scheduled time. Does that sound good? Thank you all for popping on. I appreciate you. Her name is Melissa Brewer, 6-star diamond from Utah. Good old Utah, where Crystal and I live. Perfect. Thank you, ladies. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next week, okay? Bye.